UFC London is in the books, with Sean Brady submitting Leon Edwards and becoming the top contender in the division, besides Shavkat. Going into the fights, I thought it was definitely possible that Sean could beat Leon and have it done by submission, but I didn't know it was going to be that fucking easy for him. From the opening bell, Sean stuck it on Leon and made him always cautious of the takedown. I figured Leon would take his time in round 1, which he did, but what shocked me is Sean winning the striking exchanges early on. I thought both Leon and Sean would be cagey in the beginning, especially Sean because he would be aware of how elite Leon's striking is. But no, I was extremely wrong. Leon had his moments in the first round, but they were few and far between, and the cleaner work on the feet was done by Sean. Now to be fair, Sean's striking didn't look great or even technical, it just got the job done and allowed him to apply pressure, to give Leon something to worry about early on. His striking reminded me of Rock'em Sock'em Robots, just firing off 1-2 straights while almost running towards Leon. It wasn't super polished striking, and I think Belal did a better job at being more of the aggressor against Leon, but Sean did what he had to do and it won him the first round. Round 2 was a fucking hard watch as a fan of Leon. In the first 3 seconds of the round, Sean shoots for a takedown and gets it. And for the remaining 4 minutes and 57 seconds, Sean is controlling the position, suffocating Leon and always looking for submission attempts. Sean's grappling is very proactive, which is something that I can appreciate. He doesn't stall for too long, and he seems to be seeking out a new position all the time on the ground. Leon couldn't get up to his feet or do much of anything, so it's a clear 10-9 round to Sean Brady. I know some people might argue that it was a 10-8 because there was a clear shutout dominating performance by Sean, but in my opinion, there wasn't enough fight-ending scenarios or moments where the fight was about to get stopped but time ran out that justified a 10-8 scoring. Round 3 was the point where I started to get frustrated with Leon and his game plan. While he was in the pocket with Sean Brady, he fucking shoots for a takedown of his own and it naturally gets reversed by Sean. It reminded me of Bobby Green trying to grapple with Paddy, only to get submitted like 10 seconds later. It was such a senseless moment, and I was listening to what Leon's corner was saying in between rounds. They did not say, shoot for a takedown, that's for sure. It was just weird, and I know that Leon likes to use his opponent's best attributes and flip it against them. Case in point, when Leon successfully took down Colby just because he could. However, Colby Covington is not Sean Brady. Sean Brady is a different level and made himself known as a scary guy in the division, especially for strikers. For the life of me, I just don't understand why Leon shot for the takedown when he was clearly 2 rounds down anyway. So the submission Sean was looking for came in round 4, and it was a great finish to be fair. After UFC 315, Sean Brady will probably fight for the welterweight title after that insane performance against Leon, where I hope that JDM is champion, but we'll have to wait until May to see. In the back of my mind, I always felt that Leon could lose this one, but I didn't expect him to in such a brutal way. Leon has kinda lacked urgency in most of his fights, and that mentality finally caught up to him against Belal, but I was hoping that loss would set him up on a good path forward, where he would take it to guys more and bring the fire. We saw yet another patient Leon Edwards performance today, and it sucks because like I've said in previous videos, Leon is one of the more talented fighters on the roster. He just lets himself down sometimes. Where does Leon Edwards go from here? Well, fortunately for us fans, there's still plenty of fun matchups that Leon can potentially slot into. But unfortunately for Leon and his team, the 170-pound division is stacked with talent. There's no clear, easy fights in welterweight. But who should Leon fight next? Ian Garry vs Leon Edwards makes a lot of sense to me. They're both sniping strikers that struggle with pressure. They both won't go for submissions. I mean, they might grapple, but ultimately it'll just be to score points and then naturally reset. Leon and Ian are both also coming off losses, and if they chuck that fight on a pay-per-view as a co-main, I wouldn't be disappointed. As to who wins that fight, I can see Leon being a more technical and better kickboxer than Ian, but I think the latter has more to prove as the younger guy and might edge a decision. Who knows though? Leon and Ian could wind up being a boring fight with a lot of posturing, but I think it's the fight that makes sense for both of their careers right now. Is Leon washed or past his prime? No. Having 2 losses against really hard stylistic matchups doesn't automatically mean that Leon should get thrown in the bin or that his wins against Usman should be put into question. That Usman knockout is one of my favorite moments and one of the best moments in UFC history. I mean, come on. Welterweight is just one of those divisions that has a lot of tough, insanely skilled prospects. It doesn't mean that he can't beat an Ian Gary or JDM or a Shavkat or a Walking Buckley. I don't know if he can win those fights, but he's only 33 and has a great striking pedigree. It's definitely possible and achievable to win those fights for Leon. He needs to go back to the drawing board, however, and really analyze the passive nature of his fighting style. It clearly hasn't worked twice now, but that doesn't mean he's past it, and he certainly isn't comparable to Woodley towards the end of his career, as I've seen fans say online. What do you think about this UFC fight night? Let me know, and I'll catch you down the road.